Hi, welcome to Chix and Sticks, Cigars in the Silver Screen. I'm really sorry we had some technical difficulties, so we're starting late. And late enough that it won't be showing on Facebook. So if you know somebody watching on Facebook, have them switch over to YouTube. So anyway, we have a great night planned, and we're starting late, so I am going to get this started. I see all the comments already. Okay. So we're going to get started. Just a little behind the times here. Hang on. I think we're going to have to open the window. It's glitching. So I don't know. I won't smoke, I guess. I don't know what else to do. Okay. I just totally screwed up the intro too. So at this point, let's just get the show started. We're having all kinds of internet stuff going on. So tonight we are having a kind of a fun show. We're going to take a little step back into Old West, and it's very windy here. Hopefully nothing comes crashing down. I'm going to be smoking the Fat Bottom Betty, and I have a great special guest tonight, and we're going to just have girl chat. And even though a lot of you are guys, you're going to love our girl chat. Anyway, it'll give you lots of good information on the inside of Chix. Okay, so I am going to bring her on. She is beautiful. She is from the Chicago area. She is the Gold Coast Goddess.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. So I have to say that like nobody knows, but we practiced all day. Like, this is a new thing for me to bring somebody on into the green room, like, or, put you in the green room and bring you on the show like this. And so we practiced, didn't we?
We did. And it was very
practiced all day. And I was so sure it was going to work great. And then I don't know. Basically, the internet was turned off on my computer. That's all it was. It was just a switch.
It happens.
On. I'm just not technically, I just smoke cigars. I can't do the computer. Anyway, I'm really glad to have you on. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. So you are in Naperville?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
How's the weather over there?
Awful. It's cold and rainy.
Oh, it is?
Spring weather. Yeah. It's to be expected in the Midwest, but spring's on its way.
Are you kind of... Have you gotten rid of, I have my hat. I have to wear my little Western hat here. Trying to look kind of cowgirlish.
There you go.
Yeah. If I was in the Old West, I couldn't be a cowgirl. I couldn't be the dirty cowgirl. I'd have to be like a saloon girl or something. And I'd need the pretty dresses and the makeup. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you a couple questions about you so we can get to know you a little bit. But how long have you been smoking?
Oh, about a year and a half.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of new.
Yeah.
Did you just jump into it and just start smoking everything that your husband, Gold Coast gentleman, smokes? Or did you work your way up?
I worked my way up. So I would just go with him to the lounges and we would sit and, he'd talk about the cigars and I'd puff on it once in a while. But, I didn't really have a huge interest in it until, we had just done it for so long. I'm like, well, I might as well give it a try. So I started out with the smaller ones. And then I think I always think of the Rose of Sharon as being my first grown up cigar, I guess you could say. So.
Okay. I haven't tried that yet, but I have one. I ordered one, and you know why I ordered it? Because I saw you smoking it all the time. I was like, that looks really good. I got to get one. So I have one, but I haven't tried it yet. So yeah, so I kind of need to. But so what can you tell me? Like, do you have a top 3 favorite cigars? What do you smoke regular? Or if you don't even have to tell me top 3. If you're just gonna sit down, you want to have a cigar, what would you go? What's your go-to?
Well, I probably have more brands than a specific cigar. Of course, I always like Deadwood. I always think of those as kind of the comforting cigar. I will always like them. But I like to smoke Avo and Daughters of the Wind.
Yeah.
Those are Dagley. Let's see what else. Padron. I'll smoke those. But I think of Avo a lot. I think I smoke those.
Okay.
And then there's one more that's
okay. You know that, yeah. And I know a lot of people who smoke Avos, and I've only had a couple. I need to do more, smoke more. Let's light up.
Yeah,
we can talk some more, but let's light up.
Sure.
Because after all that BS, I need a cigar and a drink. And definitely a drink.
Absolutely.
So I've been smoking. I'm trying to think how long I've been smoking. People always ask me. I'm not exactly sure.
No? A long time?
It's 2.5 years, something like that.
Oh, okay.
2.5 to 3 years, maybe. I don't think it's quite 3 years. Okay. But in the very beginning, I did smoke these Deadwood cigars, and I think people suggested them to me because they are sweet.
Right, absolutely.
I believe they're dipped, not infused.
I don't know.
Yes, and
yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll try them. So the first one I tried was Crazy Alice, and that's the little short one,
right?
And I really liked it because it was sweet, but I don't mind sweet. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, I don't like sweet cigars at all, but I don't mind a sweet cigar. It depends on if it's after dinner. It's like an after dinner drink. It's like, it'd be like drinking a port wine or something. So I don't see anything wrong with a sweet cigar.
No, I don't think so. I think
Crazy Alice was just billows and billows and billows of smoke. And I think that's what I started. Yeah. Right. I could be wrong, but sometimes I think it's a macho thing. Like guys are like, I can't smoke a sweet cigar because it's not
manly enough,
cool or something.
Right.
But yeah. So this is definitely like sugar on the lips.
I think it's almost. I do think though it's the least sweet of all 4 of them, at least in my opinion. But I think it's less sweet than the others.
Oh, okay.
But that's just, personal.
Well, and I think also with Crazy Alice, she's so tiny that there's more sweetness. Like, and Sweet Jane is, and I just had Leather Rose. So I had Leather Rose maybe 6 months ago.
Okay.
So I think I've had all of them. Until they come out with another one. Have they come out with another one yet? I thought I heard talk of.
I hope they do. They're really good.
No?
No, not yet, but hopefully.
So what I want to know is, do you know if these, I'm like very intrigued by, are these names after women who really were in the Old West?
That's a really good question. I really don't know. I'll have to look that up.
Like,
were they real people?
Where are they coming? I know.
Yeah.
It's kind of mysterious, right? I haven't found a lot about it, but I'd like to get a hold of them and say, because it would be really cool, right? Because there were some notorious women in the Old West. Yes, gunslingers and all of that. So it would be cool if they were named after real people. But I love their bands too. So I'm always all about the band. And so I was really intrigued by the band. And that I think that's what drew me to these cigars is the sugar skull and just kind of, I like a more rustic cigar. And that's what I like about them. And they have a lot of smoke. I love a lot of smoke. If I'm going to smoke a cigar, I want
They all have
smoke.
a lot of smoke. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Do you have a particular size that you like?
Honestly, about this size, I like. Not a whole lot bigger because
that's a lot of smoke. Look at it.
Yeah, I'm very slow, so this is a good size for me.
Mm-hmm. I usually smoke a Robusto. I don't like Lanceros.
No?
I don't mind a long cigar, but I don't like a skinny cigar. No, it just doesn't feel right. I know. It's just, I don't know. Something about it. I usually smoke a Robusto. I like that size, and I like that time frame for a cigar. For me, that's like about an hour, and so I like that. Oh, I just saw you took a sip. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Cactus Pants. Where's my camera? There we go.
Ooh.
The lager. I was thinking Deadwood.
That looks fun.
Boys,
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's very good. What are you smoking? Or smoking?
Okay, I'm smoking. Drinking. I have to show everybody. So I'm drinking Woodford.
Okay.
I was pretty sure I needed to smoke or drink whiskey since I was
right.
Yeah, it's almost gone. It is big. This is Costco. This is Costco size. This is the size you get when you go to Costco. So yes, that's what I'm drinking, and I need it tonight. So since we got started late, we didn't do a shot, so I think it should be shot o'clock.
All right.
And I'm gonna look over here at oh yeah. Okay, let's do a shot. So I'm gonna do a shot of Fireball because that's what I usually do. And the Fireball goes it's whiskey and it goes good with whiskey. So get it ready. And so all you guys out there who are watching, get your shot going.
I just grabbed the little bottle. I figure I'm gonna make it count.
Okay, that bottle had exactly a shot, which means I'll have to shoot whiskey next.
There you go.
Okay, so everybody got their shots out there? I hope so. Nobody's really saying anything. Okay, so, and this is really cool too. I happen to have this shot glass from Deadwood.
Nice.
Move it up to the camera. I know, right? So when my kid was like in the 4th grade, everybody in the class, all the kids in the class got a state, and they had to, do a report on the state or whatever. We got South Dakota, and I was like, South Dakota, what the hell happens in South Dakota? Well, gosh, a lot, right? So, yeah. And so I had written to the Chamber of Commerce in Deadwood, and they sent us this packet of all this information, and they didn't send the shot glass, but they sent a packet of all this information, all this stuff on, the famous spots to see there. And it was really cool. And so we were really my son then was really into Deadwood and, playing cowboy and all that. So anyway, I got a shot glass, which, yeah. So it's kind of fun. Okay, so everybody must have their shot. It's shot o'clock. Let's go for it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Puts hair on your chest. That's what my mom used to say.
That's what I need. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? No thanks.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, Lone Cigar is here doing a shot of Knob Creek. Okay, I like Knob Creek too. I like Bullet, Knob Creek. I don't usually drink Woodford Reserve Straight, which I am tonight, but I usually use it for my old fashions. I like it in my old fashioned. And yeah, and I love Knob Creek too. There's some great whiskeys. So Ian is here. He's drinking bourbon, I guess. It just says bourbon. I don't know if he's drinking bourbon or what. Oh, so this is funny too. They want to try and get your husband to giggle.
There we go. Nice.
Oh, that was a giggle. We got a little one out of you. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, yeah. And he's saying like, mm-mm. Okay. Buffalo Trace. Somebody's smoking Elijah Craig. Wow. Everybody's drinking good stuff. Woodinville bourbon. God, it's a good thing I didn't get out the old TJ's spiced whiskey.
Yeah.
It's like some junk I bought for $5 a bottle. And it's like, I don't know. It works at times. Yeah. Do you have a go-to drink or liquor that you like to drink when you're smoking, or does it kind of depend on the cigar?
It kind of depends on the cigar. I like rum a lot. I like this of it. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Especially when I'm smoking a sweeter cigar, I think they pair well nice together. But I like beer. I drink a lot of beer, so I don't know that it's technically pairs well. But
do you?
It's good. So that's what I drink. I don't really like whiskey or bourbon. I'm not a huge fan.
I think beer, coffee, bourbon, rum.
Coffee, definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am a rum fan too. And it's only recently that I started drinking whiskey. But I think they're both good with cigars. And like a spiced rum would be really good with this because of the sweetness. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite rums is Kraken. It's probably my favorite rum.
Kraken?
Yeah. Have you had that?
I don't know that I have.
It's good. It's a black spiced rum. So there's spiced rums. I don't know a lot about rum, but there's spiced rums, but then there's also rums that say black spiced rum, and they are darker. And Ian said rum is great with cigars. Yes, of course. Brian, my hermit life, is drinking Basil Hayden's. God, you guys. Oh, Bumbu. Kyle said Bumbu rum. Have you ever had that?
I haven't.
It's a little bit spendy, but it is delicious. It's BUMBU, Bumbu rum. It's delicious.
I'll have to look for that.
It might give Kraken a little run for its money in my book, but yeah, I really like it.
Andy put on there. I'm a huge fan.
So tell me a little bit about say that again.
Oh no, I was just reading the comments, and Andy put on there. I do like mojitos. You talked about what I like to drink. You're
cutting out a little bit for me. Am I cutting out for you?
A little bit, once in a while. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's that stinky internet. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, so I kind of like you to tell me a little bit about you guys as a couple. I think it's really neat. There's not a lot of people on cigar, on IG, smokers that are a couple like you guys. I think it's really neat that you go to lounges together. I mean, that's really nice. It's something that you can do together. And there's a lot of wives who are not interested in cigars. And in my case, in the past, the man in my life was not interested and can't stand the smell. So that makes it a little bit harder, because it's nice to be able to go out and do something. So it gives you guys kind of like a nice date night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it gives us, on Wednesday nights we tend to go out to a lounge and smoke cigars. But generally we just smoke in our house, in our little, garage lounge here. And like I said before, I'd always go with him to cigar lounges. And so we just started smoking, and it just became something we did together. So it's really nice. And I didn't really like the cigar smoke smell at first, and we actually smoked out on the deck most of the time. So kind of got used to it that way. And then I realized the more I started smoking the cigars, the less I disliked the smell. So I think that helped that we started outside and kind of went slow. And we'd only smoke maybe once a week, and then it kind of gradually increased. So
well, and I think in a lounge too, it can get kind of it can sometimes get obnoxious because you've got people smoking all different stuff. It's not like and then for people like friends of mine, I only have one girlfriend who smokes cigars, and I basically pushed it on her and I've got her smoking now, which is super nice. But whenever people say I hate cigars, they stink, I bring out one of my little jar humidors, and I open it up and I'm like, smell this. Some of them smell incredible. You can smell the chocolate, you can smell the coffee, it's like, this smells really good, so
I think people lump
it's just kind of, I think, getting this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think people lump cigarettes and cigars and anything that you light kind of in a big ball. I just don't like all of it. And I don't think they really separate the two, realize there is a big difference between them. So,
yeah, I agree too. Like, I had somebody ask me if I would smoke this type of, he said, some people call it a cigarette, some people call it a cigar. Would you smoke it for me and do a review and, say how you like it? And I was like, okay, what is it? So it was by Moore, the Moore cigars. They're little brown cigarettes and they're really tiny. And he had me go get this certain kind. I brought it home and I was like, this is a cigarette. And he was like, well, I think it can be a cigar too. Like, why do you say it's a cigarette? Well, number one, it has a filter. And number two, it's just full of sprinkled tobacco. Like, I think that cigars are much more refined. I think that people work on blends. They're experimenting with different leaves to get different flavors. Yeah. And it's kind of like people who drink really good coffee and they like to try different coffees that have different blends and different flavors. Right. That's how a cigar is. And wine, it's like wine, coffee, whiskey. All of those have levels and notes and flavors, and we all taste something different too. And I think that's sometimes the cigar world can be intimidating in, like, if you look up a review on a cigar and they say it has all these flavors and you don't taste them, that there's nothing wrong with that. Like, and sometimes I taste things that I describe in an odd way, but that's what I'm tasting, and even if you don't taste each of those individual notes, it's still making a flavor in your mouth. You're still, whether you like it or not. Right. There's only one cigar that I smoked and I just was like, this is horrid. And so I'm not going to say what it is. But it's like a cigar that's classic and everybody smokes it. And I smoked it and I was just like, this is horrid. I mean, and I think we're all different. We all taste things differently. And, we were kind of having this discussion the other night when I jumped on your husband's show about how women taste differently than men too. So there could be things that I'm tasting in the cigar that other people are not. And, I just think that doesn't really matter. I think sometimes people get caught up in all the rules about how you light your cigar and what you light it with and whether you're tasting the notes and whether you're doing, really, like, sometimes you just sit on, like you said, you sit out on your deck and you enjoy a smoke and whether you like it or not. Right. So.
Oh, yeah. For me, I realized if I smoke the cigar and don't really think about it, then I realize I know I really like it. That's how I determine it. If I'm not always stopping to think, ooh, what is that? Or, it's not lighting. Or if I just smoke a cigar and I get to the end, I'm like, wow, that was really good. If I didn't have to stop and think about it, that's a sign of a good cigar.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really good. Like since I've been smoking, I haven't had a Fat Bottom Betty in a while. And since I've been smoking it, it's really good.
It is.
It's not strong. It's not strong, but it's not mild.
Right.
It's delicious.
Very flavorful.
It's kind of burning uneven. I'm going to turn it around.
Mine is too little on one side, but
overall, I just learned that. Somebody said if you rotate your cigar as you smoke it, it burns more evenly. And I've never, ever done that before. So I learned something. I'm always learning stuff. It's just so good. I mean, look at the smoke pouring out of it.
Yeah, they're very smoky.
It's just incredible. And I've never, anytime I've smoked these, I've never had a construction problem.
No.
I don't know about you, but no, I've never had.
They're always good.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. And the draw is good. And, you know, like I was saying, I love the smoke in a cigar, so I want the draw to be easy. I don't want to have to suck on something to get the smoke, you know?
I like the sweetness of the smoke that these cigars put out as well. Our neighbors will all have these out smoking, and our neighbor lady, she's like, I just like how she doesn't smoke cigars, but she just likes how they smell. She can smell that sweetness.
Yeah. So this cigar to me, because I'm kind of into flavors and notes, but there's definitely like a chocolate in it. And a lot of cigars have more like the cocoa or the more bitter chocolate. This to me is a smoother chocolate, kind of a cocoa, and it definitely has a coffee and it has a earthy. It's really nice. It kind of reminds me of something rustic, but and just really down to earth. But it actually has some, which one of my favorite things in cigars is floral notes, which are, I think a lot of guys don't like. And so maybe that's more a woman's thing, but I like the floral notes. Like I like lavender candy and lavender flavored things.
Sure.
And that's kind of what I get when I get floral stuff. It's like kind of, it tastes kind of the way a flower might smell, I guess, is the way to describe it. But it does have some, and that's what I like. It has this kind of floral notes, but then it has this really grounded, earthy flavor.
Yeah, very earthy, I think.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so good. I forgot how good they are. I haven't smoked them for a while because I'm always smoking different stuff, and so I forget. I'm going to kind of look over here and see what people are saying.
Sure, absolutely.
So Kyle said smoke output and, I lost the comment, but he said smoke output and something. The ease of the draw is a big deal to him. And I think it is to a lot of people. Because usually when I hear people review a cigar, if it has a tight draw, they'll say, well, I had kind of a tight draw, but it loosened up. So I don't think anybody wants a tight draw.
No.
But I have smoked cigars too before where the first couple puffs, you're just like, I can't get any smoke off this. And then it kind of loosens up. But these are just, I mean, the smoke is just, it's really windy here. Otherwise I'd show you, but the smoke is just pouring off this thing.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. Okay. So let's see. What do you, I'm going to try and see. Let's talk. I have to see if I can make you giggle, but I'm not sure how. There it is. That worked. That totally worked. That totally worked. Oh my God, this is so good, and I need it so bad. So this is a problem with Thursday nights when I do my show is, I drink during the whole show, and usually by the end of the show, I'm plastered. Oh, what's going on over there? Is there somebody in the background?
Yeah. Gold Coast is helping make me giggle.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay. So, if all of you who are watching, if you paid attention, I said on a couple of my posts for tonight's show, count how many times she giggles. So at the end, when I say the end, I'm going to ask you how many times you counted that the goddess has giggled, and whoever gets it closest or correct, I'm going to send them a fat bottom Betty, and probably a little bit of swag of mine too.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I prefer not to giggle then.
Now you guys all know, so you can start keeping track of how many times she giggles. But see, you had to been watching in the beginning because she's already giggled several times. So yeah, so we'll just go from there. So let those giggles go. Don't hold back. Oh. Okay, so what's your local lounge? What lounge do you like to go to?
We usually go to the lounge in Lyle, which is about 25 minutes from here. My favorite humidor. It's big and airy, and you open the door and that smell. Sometimes I think you go into a humidor and they're just damp, that musty. Yeah. But this is just perfect. I wish that I could get it in a candle. Oh, yeah. It smells really great. And huge selection. God, wouldn't
that be great?
It would.
Oh, that would be so
we go there Wednesday. Yeah, super nice.
Yeah.
And, you get to know the people because we go there so often. And it's really fun.
Yeah. It's really nice to, I try to go to different lounges and just kind of try them out, meet people, meet the owners and stuff. The lounge closest to me is called Taylor's. And so I go in there a lot. But it's nice when you have kind of your home-based lounge because they do get to know you and, they appreciate your patronage and, yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you ever gone in a lounge by yourself?
Yes, but it was only to purchase cigars, not to smoke. And it was the one in Lyle, so they already knew me. But I've definitely,
so they
Andy and I will go into smoke. Yeah. But I've definitely with Andy and felt like I wasn't there, because they completely ignore you. So that happens too sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a unique, I mean, most of the time when I go in a new lounge or try a new lounge, I'm by myself. And so it is a unique experience. I could probably do a whole show just on my experiences of going in a lounge by myself.
Right.
Wow.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Sometimes I really need somebody to go with me. So.
Yeah. The one in Lyle I would go to by myself and be comfortable, but there aren't really too many that I would, but I don't know. I wouldn't look forward to it as much, I don't think, until I've gone a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
To know.
Yeah. It's really nice that you guys are a couple and that you have this thing in common and you can do it together. And it's kind of a, I guess it's one of those things like couples who smoke together stay together, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the other person doesn't get mad about you stink every time you you smoke, you stink, you need to shower or whatever.
Right. Now we both do.
Yeah. It's kind of nice. Let's see what anybody's saying. Does anybody have questions for the goddess? I mean, have you ever been on a show before?
Only one time, but it wasn't a show. It was just an interview with, was that what? I can't believe I can't remember this. Ernesto. EP Carrillo. I did an interview with, it was about 20 minutes.
Oh,
and so he asked me some questions. I asked him some questions. It was very cool. He was very gracious, and I really enjoyed it. But that's the only time. So this is very new to me. I usually
So how come you don't jump on your husband's show? How come you're always just in the background? I think you should jump on once in a while.
Well, it seems a little full right now. They seem to be
That's
very.
me.
I don't know that they really need me to jump on, but we've talked about it a little bit. But yeah, usually I just, I'm happy to be.
I think it would add a lot. I think it would add a lot. Yeah, I think no matter how guys feel about women coming in lounges or all of us like infiltrating the men's club and starting to smoke cigars, they like it. They really do. They like it, and I think they like to hear from women. Yeah, what we're up to, what we're thinking, what we're smoking. Yeah.
I think they.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
have to make them. I'll have to comment sometime when I'm watching the show, like, get her on there.
Usually I'm just hiding on the other side of the room.
Oh, here, you have a question. So, Lone Cigar said, okay, what was the cigar that made you say, okay, I dig this, Yeah.
Well, I think of that Rose of Sharon. Like, we would go to the lounges, and it was the pink label. I'm kind of, I like pink, but it just, I don't know that.
Yeah.
It really was the look of the cigar, and I really wanted to. And I kind of dabbled in it for so long, and we were in Minneapolis, and I thought, I'm in this lounge. I just wanted to be kind of cool like the other kids, and so I just picked that cigar, and I really liked it. I was thinking that. We might have smoked another cigar I didn't particularly like that day, but I remember really liking that one, and it kind of just stuck. And then after that, I tried some, and some I didn't like, and then I don't even remember where or when I smoked Jane for the first time, but I just fell in love with that cigar. I used to buy the tin of the Sweet Jane.
Oh yeah,
and I would just smoke through those. I would just smoke those on the deck with Andy while he smoked his cigar. So I'd have two of those to his, and I was perfectly fine with that. But, your tastes kind of evolve and kind of wanted something a little bit more. And so, but yeah, I would say it was the Rose of Sharon that day. That, it was
so your husband is saying that you started with tins of Sweet Jane, but maybe it was the Rose of Sharon that kind of pulled you in.
Right, I know. I'm trying to remember which came first, but it was all kind of around
the chicken or the egg.
Yeah, exactly. It all kind of blurs together. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hear what you say about the bands. The artwork really. I'll try a cigar sometimes because I smoke quite a range. In strength.
Mm-hmm.
So if the band pulls me in, I'm like, that's a cool band. Like, I'm going to try it, and I'm kind of up for trying anything, right? You don't have to finish it. If you just don't like that one that I had, if you don't like it, you just put it down. Yeah.
Almost every week. Go ahead.
The other one that I haven't had, have you ever had factory smokes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And you like them?
Some of them I do. Some of them I'm not a huge fan of, but they're a really great, inexpensive smoke when you just want a cigar, you don't want an event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I tried one. I've only tried one once, and I wasn't impressed, but then I see people smoking them all the time. And so,
yeah.
So that's kind of another thing too. I see people smoking stuff and then I want to try it,
Yeah. For sure.
It looks good, or if they do a review on it, I'm like, oh, I like those flavors. Like, I'd like to try that, so.
Yeah. What was your favorite or your first cigar?
Oh, my first was the Toscano, which is Italian.
Okay. I definitely haven't.
It's not a first time cigar. Like, I don't even know why I liked it, but I did. But my son brought them back from Italy, and they're really rustic, and they're made to be cut in half, and then they're like,
really?
Then they're kind of like a Crazy Alice because they're tapered on the end, on each end.
Nice.
But they're really bumpy and gnarly, and they do not. And they get them wet and then they dry them and then they're, I think, fire cured or something. So they do not need to go in a humidor. They're just, you can just leave them sit out. So they're really dry. They're pretty intense, but so I don't know why. I don't know what it was about that cigar, but that was the cigar that I was just like, I'm in. And then I went to a humidor and walked around. I was just, it was like a candy store, you know?
Oh yeah.
So, and, yeah. And I'll go in a place. This is kind of funny too. I'll go in a place and I'll buy like 6 cigars and they're all completely different in strength and all of that. And almost every time whoever's working in the store is like, oh my gosh, look at that ash. I'm not good at the ash. I think because I wave my hands around. I talk with my hands, and so I'm always knocking the ash off.
But this one's holding on really well tonight. So.
Maybe if I start doing that trick where people say they rotate the cigar, maybe I would do better. Oh, and there it went.
I'm saying now the dilemma is, do I keep it and see how long I can go, or do I get rid of it before I wear it? So yeah.
Yeah. I just usually keep my knees apart. So if it falls, it falls, because I don't like to tap it off. I mean, I guess I learned, and maybe people who are watching can chime in, but I was always told you shouldn't tap the ash. Like you should leave it on there. When you get rid of the ash, it kind of changes the temperature of the burn. But
yeah, mine tends to go out more often when that happens. I've noticed.
Yeah. So your husband is posting away. The humidor is my happy place, of course, right? God, away from everybody, because you guys have quite a family. Like
we do.
You're busy. You are a busy mom, right?
Yes, we have 7.
So,
our oldest is 21, and our youngest is 9. So.
Okay, you need cigars and beer
all the time.
Yeah. So your husband said, "Let the ash fall where it falls." Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely. We are in the Ashhole, Ashhole Cigar Club.
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah. We both are.
Yeah. Me too. And I keep forgetting to post my patch. I should.
I do too. I know. I'm very bad. I'll go in spurts, it seems like. But
yeah. I haven't for a long, long time, but I should.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the clubs are kind of fun. I do like it.
They are.
I'm going to check the time. 6:00. Okay. So I guess we're almost, I guess I can go a little bit longer. Well, YouTube might shut me down. I guess we should quickly, because I'm coming up on an hour because we started late. Yeah. Well, I don't know. If we start late, then the hour should be late, right?
You would think, but I don't know how their rules work. So
I don't either. So, but I think that I should do, so I did a little bit of a review on the cigar, but I have to do my,
go ahead.
My movie pairing, my film pairing.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the thing I like about this cigar is it's a very, it's a boutique cigar, but yet it has a really grounded, I think the earthiness of it has a grounding effect, but yet it has that kind of coffee and chocolate and kind of a floral. But the floral to me is kind of like, it's not floral like a flower. It's more floral like if you were going to burn incense or something. Like a floral scented incense. It still like has this earthy kind of flavor. So the film that I wanted to pair it with was a film that was made like in the 1970s it's called How the West Was Won.
Okay.
It was made for TV. And it was like, so back in the 70s, it was like probably one of the first times where they did like it was like a two-parter. So it might have been even three, because if you try to rent it to watch it, it's over 3 hours. It's 3.5 hours or something. It's really long. The neat thing about how the West was won is it's a story about, it's really written by, the lead character is a woman, and it's about her family leaving like Missouri or something and heading out west. And they travel across country to get to the West to start a new life. And there's all kinds of things, right? I mean,
Sure.
They're being attacked by bandits. They're being attacked by Native Americans. They're being attacked by, everybody. So they have to cross rivers. And in one scene, they're crossing a river on a raft with all of their belongings, and they hit these rapids and they lose a bunch of their belongings, and they even lose one of their siblings.
Oh.
It's really this cool movie. If you ever get a chance to see it, it's kind of iconic. And Netflix, you can't even get it. It's such a long wait to get it, but it's kind of an iconic movie, and it's really, really kind of centers on women pioneers and what women went through following their men out west. I mean, you had to cook, you got pregnant, you had to have babies, all this stuff while this was going on. And God forbid your husband would get killed, because then you just, you're all by yourself. So It's this great story about, there's several brothers and sisters, but it's by this one woman's perspective, and it's generational. So the movie begins when she's a young girl coming out west, and the movie ends when she's a very old woman and she has grandchildren, and everybody in the family kind of marries and has children and does different things. And she ends up kind of going into the city and becoming like a lounge floozy, right? She dances and sings and does kind of the bar life and wears these beautiful dresses. And, she goes to visit her as she's older, she goes to visit her family, and all the other women are looking her up and down like, oh my God, she's a lady of the night. And, but it's really, really neat. And the last scene is just her and, with gray hair, and she's an old woman. And it's really a story about kind of the female perspective of that struggle. Like, your husband says, I'm going to California to pan for gold, and you're coming with me, and you don't really have a say. And so you go in the hardships, the hardships of just wagon trains, riding in a wagon, and, the things you encounter. And there's not really a road, like you're going over rough terrain. And it's very interesting. And when I smoke these cigars, it's like that to me. It's like kind of that, it's just that earthiness, that struggle to make your life better. Like, I'm going to risk it all to make my life better. And I'm going to, head out west and come what may. And so that's my film. Anyway, so I'm just going to put you on the spot here. When you smoke that cigar, do you have any films that come to mind?
Well, when I think of out west, the first thing that comes to mind is The Lone Ranger, because that's my children watch that, especially my oldest two boys. We watched that so much when they were younger. So when I think of cowboys, I think of The Lone Ranger, and so that's what came to mind.
Yes. What about the Lone Ranger movie with Johnny Depp? Have you guys seen that?
I saw the previews. I'm like, this is not the same. I want a fabulous individual like the original was, and that just didn't seem to quite have the same, feel to it. So, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. It was a little artsy, I guess. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was good. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we should do this really quick too. So I was supposed to, hopefully your husband was keeping track of your giggles, but he's over there like yakety yakking with everybody else. So hopefully he's been keeping track. He's supposed to tell me how many giggles you had. He needs to message me on Instagram, tell me how many giggles you had. And then everybody who's watching needs to start guessing how many times the goddess giggled during the whole show.
It was just once, I think.
So let me see. Give me your. Did you say it was just once?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was more than that. You're giggling right now.
I hadn't thought of it.
Okay, I'm cutting it off after that last giggle, so you have to make your guess.
Yeah. I think he sent it to you. It's on its way.
I got it.
All right.
So I have a number. So whoever wants to get a cigar from me, you have to start throwing out, like all of you who are on here.
You want your own, so.
Throw out your guesses. How many times did the goddess giggle during our interview? Yeah, come on. And not only am I going to send you a Fat Bottom Betty, but I'm going to send you some other surprise stuff too.
Very cool.
I'm getting nothing. Okay, well,
oh, there's a few.
let's see. I'm still waiting for them to maybe. Oh my God. Okay, Lone Cigar.
That's funny.
Come on now. Uh-oh. Okay, I need all of your guesses. Cigar Adventure said 5. Lone Cigar said 17. Ian said 5. Anybody else? Because I'm about ready to. My Hermit Life said 8.
Oh, you're some of the little ones, right?
Cigar Adventure said 6, since Ian said 5.
That seems fair.
You guys need to think higher, man. She was a giggling goose. Come on. Well, I was counting all the little ones too. Okay, well.
Very nice.
I think you've all guessed, right? Have you all of you who are on here have probably guessed. So the winner is Lone Cigar with 17. So see, she was giggling away.
Yay, congratulations.
You guys, yeah. So 17. So Lone Cigar, you're going to get a cigar bomb one of these days soon.
Very nice.
Okay. So that was fun. We're still smoking, so we can stay on a few more minutes. Like,
all right.
Because I don't think we're quite an hour, and so probably YouTube is going to keep us on a little bit. So, do you go to any of like the cigar club? Like, I have not been to any of the cigar. I don't know what you call them. Like, there's one. There's one coming up in Vegas that in May that I'm thinking about going to. In fact, I'm going to go to it because Vegas is a 4-hour drive for me.
Nice.
Even maybe a little less. So I think I'll go to that. Do you go to those very often?
We have not. We talked about it. Last year was going to be our year to travel and do all those things, and then COVID hit. So it kind of put a damper on all of those plans. Yeah. So as soon as things open up, yes, we definitely want to go. And, talked about going to Tampa to go to the lounges, just, kind of get all over and meet some of the people in person that we've met online, which would be really fun. So I think there's definitely talk about.
I would really like to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully this year and next year especially, we'll be able to do all those things.
Yeah. Well, if you think about the one in May, I'm going to go for sure. And hopefully I won't go by myself, but hopefully somebody I know is going, but I'm going to go and go to that one. I think Vegas, that would be fun. Cigars in Vegas. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I do really want to go to Florida and go to like the little Cuba area where a lot of the cigar shops are and all of that, which would be super fun. Yeah. I have not been to the East Coast. I have not been further than Chicago. So a lot of my family live in Chicago. My parents were born and raised in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
So I've been to Chicago. That's the farthest east I've been. So, yeah.
I haven't been out west near as much. So only a few times.
Yeah.
Usually it's east.
So,
Ohio, so.
Well, tell me about your name's Gold Coast. Like Gold Coast usually refers to the California coast, doesn't it?
Right, or Australia. We get a lot of that will comment from Australia. But actually, Andy had chosen his name, set up his Instagram, and was really kind of using that name. And then I kind of came along later, and we kind of wanted something to complement it. So I kind of piggybacked on the Gold Coast thing, but I'm like, what goes with that? And that's how I ended up with Goddess. So I didn't want to be pretentious, but it seemed to fit, so I went with it.
It's nice. Yeah. Yeah. I've never been called a goddess until I started smoking cigars.
I'm not opposed to it. I do enjoy it, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to complain, right? I mean, I get lots of comments. You're a goddess. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that me. I'll go with
I'm
goddess.
not really sure what. Exactly. I'm not sure what being a goddess means, but I'm all about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah. So, well, this was really fun. So,
thank you. Yeah, this was fun.
We practiced a little bit. Did you feel comfortable?
I did. I wasn't near as nervous as I thought. So.
Yeah. I think once you start. Yeah. I think once you start chatting, it's just fun. And
kind of
it's fun to talk to, a lot of times I'm talking to other men. And so it's really nice to talk to other women and kind of get the women's perspective on their view of cigars and all of that. And, I think it needs to be said that we, we're here because we love cigars, because it's, it's the same thing as if we loved wine or whiskey. It's something that we really like. And, but I understand that there are some traditionalists and we are stepping on some toes a little bit, but,
a little bit, but
we mean it in the best way. We just want to be a part of cigar communities.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's, my experience. Exactly. And I think my experience being on Instagram and stuff too it's a great community, right? I mean,
yeah, it really is.
People support each other, and I've made some really great friends, and it's just been really, really nice. So, I think it's, Okay, well, I think that's a wrap.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And I think that I'll probably have you on again. We'll just go a little bit longer. You smoke some new cigars, and I'll have you back, and we'll talk about what you've smoked that's new and different, and that'll be super fun.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Very much.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. Okay. So,
bye-bye.
And to all of you out there, you know what I always say? Be kind and keep chasing those stars.